Afrofish OG.
What is up, everyone? It's Taylor from Afrofish OG back here in the fish pond. I don't like that. Actually, I'm still working on that. Like the fish pond has a better ring to it than the Afrofishy Digest, but
I would rather use shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, well, shooting fish in a barrel.
We're not shooting
ourselves.
What?
No, but we're gonna get kicked off of all the social medias because we're using the word either SHOOTTOOTING. I can't spell shooting, I guess, apparently. But today it's gonna be a good one. It's December 7th. So we're gonna be doing right now the Video Game Awards are going on. So, which is already cool. If you're watching that, awesome. I haven't really checked much into it. I'll check much into it more in a little bit here, but that won't be the heat of the podcast. So that's actually for Sunday, where we have two special guests coming through. The Level Down podcast will be joining us. The Boys from the Level Down podcast will be joining us this Sunday for a kind of a panel thing, more of a panel discussion, I guess, on the winners and such of the of the Video Game Awards themselves. So this will be fun. That'll be going on as well. And I might, if I can, I might see if I can stream it. I might actually see if I can stream it. So that'll be something kind of fun for something fun for all of us. You know what I mean? So
stream what? Sorry,
the Video Game actually Awards? Be able. Oh no, I'll be able to stream actually all of us doing our discussion.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I got lost up in the thought.
No, there. It's all good. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I mean, we can kind of go through it as well after we're done with this and just kind of see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So this will be cool. It'll be really, really cool. I'm super excited for this. This is something that's been kind of a long time coming. I was up on their podcast, and so it's only time that I return the favor and bring them over to mine. All right. So today we're actually kind of talking about action games. I love action games. Can't get enough of action games, and they are some of my absolute favorites. So today we have not really two games, but more or less talking more about how the older games of hack and slash and how they've kind of just changed with action games over the years to now we really just have a lot of Souls-based kind of games. And no, I don't think either of them are bad. I don't think you'd say either of them are bad either.
No, not at all.
But I really want to say that I personally kind of prefer the older hack and slash games. I don't know what you choose.
The original traditional hack and slash. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. Well, I would say the hack and slash. I would say even ones such as the, like games like Bayonetta, which Bayonetta is not necessarily a hack and slash, but I would say more like that than the Soulsborne. For
Devil
those who Devil May Cry is another Bayonetta. Like the Force Unleashed was a really good hack and slash. God of Wars were more of a hack and slash kind of game. Those are more arcadey style ones than to the more traditional feels combat, I think.
Mm-hmm. Basically, what anybody doesn't know what hack and slash is, like, again, portraying to people that maybe they're sitting there like, oh, I played hack and slashes, but I use guns and that. No, hack and slash, what we're talking about is traditional melee, only melee, like baseball bats, knives, swords, daggers, anything used other than any other type of weapon. But
I think a lot of times too,
is a traditional hack and slash.
Right, and I think a lot of times too, the hack and slash ones really are more arcadey feel, where you're like building up your combos, and then you get like graded. Devil May Cry was huge for this.
Soul Calibur was Soul Calibur one of them?
No, Soul Calibur is a fighting game.
Yeah, it was a fighting game, but the reason why I say Soul Calibur, because again, somebody would say but it has swords, it has melee, it's all like melee type fighting, but that's not traditional hack and slash. Traditional hack and slash would be the Soul series.
I think it would be really a little more interesting. Might not be the hack and slash, or for those like Dark Soul or not Dark Souls. You said Soul Calibur, but I would go more of like the Dynasty Warrior route. Like Dynasty Warriors is a true hack and slash type of game, and those kind of games too. They're actually really fun.
Yeah,
like Dynasty Warriors are just you versus 1,000 other troopers and you just mowing them all up.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh. Yes.
That's traditional.
That's another one too. I actually just did a TikTok on Ninja Gaiden as well, talking about Ninja Gaiden 2 more likely because that one was the one that I played the most. And it's really fun. Like, it's really super fun, super stupid. You just super combo, like, and I really prefer those. I know a lot of people might prefer the Souls-based ones, but I've just never been super into the Souls-based.
I mean, neither have I. Yeah, whether it be Dark Riders or Darkstriders, whatever the hell it is.
Dark Souls,
Elden Ring, Bloodborne. Bloodborne was the one I tried. I couldn't do it. Not even 5 minutes. I couldn't do it.
No,
but I watch people play it, and it's like I gotta get it, and I can't do it. I'm like, I can't be bothered.
No, I'm the same way. Like, I had a lot of fun playing it for what I did. Like, but I'm just not super into it. I don't like them as much. Sekiro is one that I played a little bit of. Ghost of Tsushima is an interesting one. No, Ghost of Tsushima is not a Souls game, but it feels like a good combination of the both. Like, you still need to kind of watch yourself a little bit when you're playing, but you don't need to like just sit there and then roll and then kind of focusing like that. Except for the boss fights, I'd say. Except for like the little boss fights, you kind of have to sometimes, but other than that,
yeah, I think Ghost it leaves a little more to the would say, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I would say was like my fave. If I had to put it, like if I had to delve into those games again after Ghost of Tsushima, I would delve into the Sekiro series.
Yeah, and like Sekiro, from what I played, was tough, and I think I've heard some people say that Sekiro is a hard game. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is just right up there too. They're both just absolutely fantastic. Like, I'm always interested in it because I like watching how games progress. And right now, like traditional hack and slash games kind of went into this neutral territory where like you were more fast paced, had to dodge and stuff a lot. Like you said with the Devil May Cries, the Bayonettas,
like
Dante's Inferno.
Pure time attack. Like, that's what it's gone into. Like, it doesn't feel anymore like, you run around with your heavy ass sword, your broadsword, you're a little person about yay big, but and then your sword is like that as you're like running and then you're just slashing. It's all about like time,
and like
stamina, and like the quick combos, the combos, the melees. Like, can you do it?
And there's definitely that part that like I can enjoy some of those. Like, when I played the Fallen Order, I enjoyed what I played for there. But in terms of like Souls games, I've never been too super interested. So, not the greatest, but
give us credit.
It was definitely
we've tried it.
It's definitely it's a skill issue.
Yeah, it is a skill issue.
I've just never been super huge on them myself, but I love just seeing how games progress, like I said, and seeing how the action genre has kind of progressed. Now will this kind of fade off? Possibly. I actually had really fun when I was playing Solstice. Now, Solstice is, if you get a chance to play it, Solstice plays like those older kind of hack and slash games. Really fun. I missed it. I missed those kind of games. So when I got to play Solstice, it was very gameplay heavy. You're beating up enemies, building up your combos and stuff. And that was pretty much it. It was just a great time, just a great time in general.
Well, that's all you feel like you touched on it. It's that nostalgic, like the nostalgic arcadiness that feel of a hack and slash brings you back to what it really means to like pick up a melee weapon and just go ham on someone, as opposed to, oh, here's Call of Duty, here's a gun, bang. Like, what is that? That's not a hack and slash. Like, okay, to somebody that loves the raw power of creating combos, going against time, like again, skill based issues. That's the feel right there of your hack and slash.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. And there's just that quick motion, and when you're playing like a game like a Devil May Cry or like a Bayonetta, I'm gonna go with those the most, or like a God of War even.
Devil May Cry, yeah.
Oh,
God of War,
an old God of War or a Dante's Inferno. When you start dodging moves and stuff, you feel like an absolute god in that way. And I know you can too in the Souls ones, but it's just like a different feeling.
No, it is.
And they're both
like, yeah, Devil May Cry, God of War. You're getting attacked, but then you roll out of the way, but then it does that slow motion, and then you hit that combo, and you just feel like you're a badass. You're literally a badass. You are the character. The dodge.
You absolutely do.
Like, how many times have you bobbed and weaved while you're playing the video game itself? Like you're getting shot at, but you duck, or like you're getting punched, but you duck. Like, you feel it.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. Hack and slash, like, you run off the edge and it's like your heart stops.
Oh yeah, there's just a rush. Like there's just a rush you get, and it's so fun that way, and that's the thing too, is like, when I love the kind of cinematic when you're beating up a boss or something, and then they just go like from a hack and slashing, you knock the enemy down, you go cut, and then like it goes into like a cinematic or something, and you're like jumping around slicing the person, and I'm like, I just feel like an absolute monster.
And then afterwards, it's like you just toss your sword or your blade away, and it's like use your fists, and you just start ripping into the person.
Yeah, it's just a fun time. Like I absolutely love it. Now I know the one thing we were going to talk about also is this is going to pivot a lot, but we're talking about character designs and character customizations. So most games nowadays have a lot of character customizations with the ever-changing landscape and people who are like, oh, well, I want to see myself in the game. Okay, well, we have character customizations for a lot of it. Now, there are some good ones and bad ones. I think actually one of my most favorite ones to do is actually Soul Calibur 6. Because they're just really fun, goofy-ass creations you can make. It's a fun time. I'm not gonna lie. Do you, like, if you do a character customization, do you go all out? Like, do you go all out in it?
Okay, so guilty or not guilty wise, for me, I just look at it as like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna spend 10 hours to 100 hours and saying, okay, I gotta fix my eyebrows, I gotta fix my eyes, I gotta fix my nose. Well, how far is my lips? How much is my mustache? Blah 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 blah. No, I can't do it. I literally, I know somebody that was in a stream. The moment they played Baldur's Gate, almost 2 hours they spent on just character customization, and it's like, are you guilty of spending more than 1 hour in a customization? I wouldn't be surprised if nowadays a lot of gamers would be like, yeah, you know what? Why don't you just make a game of customization on its own? Like, forget the actual game. You're right there, just playing alone. If you have over 3 hours, hey, is my eyes perfectly aligned? Are they off by a centimeter? Do they look like this? Are they off by an inch? Like, then right after your jawbone, are you fat? Are you slim? Are like, okay, enough of just a face.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I know, like, for myself, I typically do like skin, hair, eyes, body type. It's very bare bones. I'm the same way. I don't jump into like is my jawline, this far apart. I really never cared. I've never really cared as much.
Like Beauty and the Beast. Do I look like Gaston, or do I look like the pudgy bastard?
His brother,
I look like the pudgy bastard.
And that's the thing that's so funny is when I'm playing when I'm playing any game that requires character customization, I want to have fun with it. Like, I want to see, like, usually I'll do, like, for Mass Effect, right? For the first two the first one was a guy, the second one was a woman. So I wanted to see, the differences, if there was any differences, especially when it came to like dialogue and stuff. But when I do my character customization, if I do like a male character, my male character is always like they're always jacked. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they always got the big biceps and all that stuff. Sometimes they don't as much. Maybe like every once in a while, I'll make a guy who's a little bit smaller. But that's so I love like seeing dudes who like work hard and have like big muscles, and I'm like, damn.
But that's a guilty pleasure.
I gotta go do that.
But you see,
it is a
that's
guilty pleasure. It's kind of like
because
when
don't
you
want to. Yeah, you don't want your character to underperform. In your mind, you're psychologically thinking, by him looking like a beefcake, you're not gonna underperform. You think,
right? Like my guy looks like a complete Giga Chad, But like, and that's the thing. When I make my character a female, like I always want to make them like just the most attractive version I can make them. You know what I mean? Just like with the dude, I would make a dude like someone who I'm like, yeah, like gives an absolute like. If I build a character, it's so funny. If I'm a dude, and I'm gonna say I'm a dude, and like when my character's a dude, I always like to like. I always want to. They have to have dreads. They always have to have dreads because I want dreads and I can't have dreads. Well, I could but try to throw something in this this mess of hair, but it ain't happening anytime soon, And so they gotta have dreads and all that stuff, and they always gotta have a beard too. Like you don't ever want to play a video game and like make your character and you're like, oh, my character doesn't have a beard. What the fuck is wrong with them?
No, exactly.
Oh, you gotta tell me that he's this big and then he's got like a baby face? No.
No. See, that's my guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is I make the character look exactly like me. Like bald, give him like bald, give him the chin strap, the mustache and everything. But I gave up on long ago with the whole hair thing, like with the whole dreads and all that. Like he doesn't need to look like a poster boy. I've grown out of it. As long as he looks good, that's all I care about. Like just he has my face and that's it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like for me, like I want my character to like have things that I don't have. You know what I mean? I don't have tattoos. I want tattoos. I just haven't gotten tattoos. So like,
go get a tattoo.
Probably gonna have to. Yeah, I will once I start paying off my bills. But like my other bills and shit. But like, like I want tattoos, so I'm gonna have my guy have tattoos on there until that time. I really don't have much for dreads or like a super long beard, like a big old Kratos beard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It
Kratos
talks way down like this. But like I love my characters looking like that, and obviously if I'm doing my female characters, I want them to just look absolutely stunning. I've always wanted that. I always like that. So I have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like I got no shame in it. I think I just don't go too far into it, but some people really, really do. And like I'm not a big like, oh, my character, like it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just it never felt like my character has to look like me.
Yeah,
I've never honestly, felt like my character has to look like me.
Yeah, like when it comes to looks and everything, it's like it doesn't matter. And it's funny, I've gotten not questioned, but like more stated, kind of the obvious, that like I tend to play a lot of female characters. Like in COD, I'll play like as Valeria or whatever. But in Mass Effect, I like to play as the female Shepard and stuff like. Here's the thing, like when you're like, first of all, obviously I'm a guy. I'm like, throughout all the ages, all the characters were male characters, male driven characters. Like that's what they were. There was like no kind of room for females at that point. But now that there are, it gives it more to explore. It's not like, oh, I want to be a woman. I want to know. I want to have tits. I want to have an ass. I want to like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It just you're playing with a slimmer build. You're playing with a different hitbox. You're playing with different dialogues. Maybe the game, like you said, when you touched upon game, like choices, they might give an alternate version because your female character could do stuff that the male characters couldn't do over time. So I would say that's another guilty pleasure. Like, do I like playing as a lot of female game characters, not based off of looks of character customization, but just in general? Yeah.
Right. No, that's how I am too. I've always like, hey, if you give me a chance to play as a male character, a female character, it's kind of a toss up. Sometimes I like playing as males, and then I'll there's times where I've went through like a whole male character, built the whole character, and I'm like, I don't want to play as that. So then I built a whole female character, and I'm like, I don't want to play as that. So then I go back to building a whole male character again. So I bounce. It really depends. I really don't care too much of what I play.
It just depends.
Sometimes I want to see if there's different dialogue. Like Mass Effect, I heard there was different dialogue, so I purposely played as female Shepard. It didn't really make. There was like 2 sets of dialogue in there, and I really just didn't care. It didn't change. Like 99% of everything on there was the same.
Here's a good one. Cyberpunk. That was a good one. What was your first character of Cyberpunk?
Dude.
Same. Male V, aka Vincent. Then I made a female character, like Valerie. That's what the V is. The V's are the name. It's either Vincent or Valerie. Like,
right.
Nobody makes a difference. But like the character customizations in there, you want psychologically what you want your character to have is basically what you want in real life. You want tattoos, you give your character tattoos. You want nice dreads, you give your character dreads. You want your character to look like a beefcake, it turns out as a fat pudge. There you go.
Right, and that's the thing. Like I when it comes to the customization, I think I think it's fun because it is in a way it's really fun to just kind of customize and just have a good time with it. That's another one. Like he said, Skyrim's another one that had a good customization.
Baldur's Gate is another one.
Now, one that I would say that actually had a really bad customization was actually Jump Force. Jump Force had a terrible customization because they really didn't let you do too much in your own unique way. They just kind of took all the anime hair and just slapped the anime hair on there from the characters instead of like giving me a bunch of original stuff. I didn't like it. I didn't like the character customization with that one.
I will say also another one. As much as I love it, as much as I'm a huge fan, Diablo 4.
Really?
Not much to go on. Hair wise, you only got maybe a selection. Tattoo wise, whatever. And then the rest, when it goes into like you're not really shaping the body, you're not really like. I kind of found it the least out of the characterizations. Character customizations and everything. Yeah, no, it's you know what? Just the thing with the whole Diablo was if you find armor, you're wearing armor. If you find clothes, you're obviously wearing clothes. So it's not like you're gonna be running around in just a loincloth or anything like where you could see all the tattoos, you could see everything. Like if you want your character naked, it's not like whatever, but don't expect your characters to be like you can't customize weight, you can't customize whatever. They give you generic characters and they just say, here, how do you want it to look?
That's never all that fun. Like I want to actually have like some agency, I guess, when it comes to like how I want to make. If I want to make my character fat, I want to be able to make my character fat. If I want to keep my character skinny, I want to be able to make my character skinny. You know, I mean, a lot of even like sports games, they'll be like, oh, you can change the size of your calves, your thighs, all that other kind of stuff, you know. I don't know. It's better than like other ones I've seen, like other, I don't know, I want to say other character customizations. But like those are the ones I can think of that were great, and then just one was really fun, and that was like Jump Forces. But you know, it's also interesting too that you brought that up with the two what were we gonna say? The thing that you brought up with the
Cyberpunk?
The working like 2 hours. No, the 2 hours. 2 hours they said.
Oh, right.
Holy shit! I couldn't spend 2 hours in a character customization.
Yeah, like again, guilty pleasure wise, the most I've ever spent in a character customization, where I've just lost myself, maybe about a half hour to like roughly 45 minutes, if at that. Like, I don't understand.
I don't even give myself that. I would only give myself like 15 to 20 minutes. Like at the most 15 to 20.
Yeah. But again, just sitting there watch people like, but when you hear the customizations, but again, games like Baldur's Gate and Skyrim and stuff, they not only customize the character, but like they customize the class, the race, the religion, the skin, the like.
Well,
the
and that's
background.
fine. That's fine.
They
fine.
Customize everything. Like, yeah, so that's where you get lost. But the pleasure of when you see somebody who's actually enjoying that before they even start the game, that right there is already like, you've already got a hit in just customization before the game even started.
Right. No, you're absolutely correctly. And, you know, that's the thing too, is like that's a deep customization between your classing, what you want to do, and all that stuff. Most games don't give you that kind of choice. They just give you, the basic hair, eyes, all that basic stuff. And then once you get into the world, you're into the world.
Just generic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just. I mean, even like I think Fallout 4, for example. Fallout 4 had a character, build your character from the beginning. And I don't think that one was super in depth either.
No, that felt kind of like Diablo's. Like they gave you maybe a select few, maybe head wise they maybe give you 18, 9 male, 9 female type styles. Hair wise, same thing. And then but the face was like copy pasted. Like no matter how you looked at it, it was just 18 variations of kind of the same thing.
Right, and that's actually something that I thought too. Like, so not with the one I was actually thinking of off the top of my head. It's been like bugging. Is actually Saints Row. Saints Row the Third, especially, had character customization. And that was actually kind of funny because not only was it just fun, I think there's actually even a slider for, I think it's called sexiness slider. So yeah, they even give you you can actually just increase the size of your genitals, or you can increase the size of if you're a female, the chest. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a 2000s game. But
they also brought that back on Cyberpunk as well. When they gave the genital slider, it's like for the female, you could have the genital slider too. It's like, okay, let that sink in. Like what you're sliding.
Starfield was the same way, where I didn't care about the customization. Ooh. Yeah, it's been a long day. I didn't care too much about the customization. So
it has been a long day for both of us.
I think I just made you yawn.
You kind of did.
But it's fun. But I know one of the things, like I said, what I brought with the 200, and that's like a gaming must. So I think both of us here have talked about gaming musts before. At least to us. I don't know if I talked about it on the stream or not, but little gaming,
we actually have things that we touched base with it.
Yeah. So, do you want to bring up one of your gaming musts?
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, one of my gaming musts, and I just quoted this not too long ago in the stream, is when you fall off the edge of a cliff. My gaming must is always, it doesn't matter what game I play, the first thing I want to test is there an invisible wall? Can I die? First thing. It doesn't matter. There could be no cliff around. I'll find a cliff and I'll literally walk off the cliff just to see if it is possible. Biggest games?
Nope.
Assassin's Creed for that.
I've done that before. Borderlands I did that with. When you run out too far, then they'd be like, they get these little turrets would point at you, and I was like, oh, I guess I could die.
Yeah, I actually did it in COD, a day or two ago. We were playing, I got high rise, and the first thing is there's high rise
is such a good map.
Yeah, so to anybody who doesn't play COD, you're basically in office buildings, and you're literally on top of the roofs fighting. So yeah, there's a window to my right, and stupid me, I run dead right out the window. I just jumped right out the window. I'm that's it, done. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. I know I could die. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. My character just went straight, right, through the glass. Done. Suicide.
Really?
That's it.
That's kind of disappointing.
And it's guess what, guys? You could die.
No, exactly. And that's the thing with I know for myself, I'll try to jump off the ledge. I'll always try to see if if I'll use left-handed or right, depending on the weapon. So Skyrim, yeah, I'll see if I want to try with left-handed, using left-handed weapons. And then you start playing and you're like, no, I don't want to do that, So then I'll make sure that I go and do maybe something else. I'll try a different, I want to say it's a different approach. So I'll do okay, so another gaming must of mine is to, if I get a new weapon, I have to immediately try it out.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically have to be a weapon whore and collect every weapon you come across to understand what it is.
Yep.
Like a loot whore. Yeah. Yeah, no, I fully understand. Because, yeah, loot hoarding is up there. Where you got to collect everything, and no matter what, over encumbrance when your character cannot fast travel because you're too fat and like carrying loads of shit that you don't need afterwards, that you end up dropping, that you think you don't need, only to get to the seller to say, hey, the shit that you actually dropped is what you need, and when you go back you find out it just vanishes. So yeah, loot hoarding is up there.
Loot hoarding's another one that's up there. I would say another gaming must. That I have to watch my character. I love watching my character when they run, whatever their animation movements. Okay. I don't know why. I love watching it. I'm just super weird that way. Like, I don't know. Like, I just
character mechanics. Yeah, no, I understand that one.
Fall damage. I always want to see. Yes. I always want to see if there's fall damage. You know, and you're like character. Like in the one that was that meme. There's a meme, or it was a TikTok video, and it was Miles Morales, and he's like, "Oh, how do I know if I'm gonna be Spider-Man?" And Peter's like, "You just gotta know you are Spider-Man or something like that." And he's like, he jumps off the Empire State Building from Spider-Man 2, and he's like, "Hello, danger," and then he just splats the ground. And I'm like, that's a good way to test. You got to test if there's fall damage. Like,
yeah, you do. You have to test if there is fall damage.
Yeah.
Actually, in your stream, when you did stream Spider-Man 2, what was the first thing I said to you about when you were swinging across the water? Is there swimming? Can you swim?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. If you can swim, that's a really a big one. That's just a fun though. Like, that's the thing that sucks, is that just is fun. Like,
okay, yeah. Another stupid gaming must-have, and this one's really stupid. We've all done this. Everybody, friggin' to you, almost like 99% of the gaming community has ever done this. You look down to see if your character has feet.
Yep. Yeah, you do. Like, every time you do.
Like, every time.
You will sit down and look to make sure your characters have feet. Why? I don't fucking know. But I want my character, like, so when I'm running too, when I run, I want to see my hands move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it feels less of just a camera running and like more like someone with like an actual like torso taking off. Yeah. Like, that's what I need. You know what I mean? I don't. Oh, that sounds so fucking stupid.
Hey, that sounds like a foot fetish. Like, it sounds like a foot and a hand fetish.
It just like you just want to know that you're an actual person.
Yeah, or a thing.
Right. Like, so I'll tell you something that's kind of funny. Is if I beat an enemy, especially a large boss, I will still fucking teabag him. Like, shut up. I don't care. I will still teabag him. Like, because you made me go through shit, and now you get your balls in my mouth, or my balls in your mouth.
I mean, if it was the other way, it'd be like anatomy incorrect,
right?
Anatomically incorrect.
Like, mission failed. But like,
okay, but hold on. But the whole thing about the teabagging is like, it's come such a long way, but it's gone in such a wrong direction.
Okay, like, something else as well. This is actually really funny. Is whenever I play a game, more notably, this is going to be with the multiplayer, because I feel like there's single player things I do, and then there's multiplayer things I do. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotta see this one now. Yeah.
I'm always have to use some sort of emote. I always gotta say hi to everyone. Like, I always gotta say hi to everyone. If I'm playing a multiplayer game, I always gotta say hi to everyone.
I guarantee you, like playing Fortnite and stuff, the first thing you're gonna do is emote. Yeah.
Or if I'm playing a fighting game like a Smash Bros or something, I always have to do one of the taunts before we start. We always do a taunt before we start. It's like a greeting.
Well, then again, it's like whenever you jump into a COD match or a shooters match, you just see everybody teabagging before the clock strikes 1. Like they sit in a circle and they just start teabagging. Like, yeah, it's like yeah.
I would say another gaming must. I've always learned just to check around corners. Even if the game's not horror based.
Oh
yeah, like I always gotta check around corners. That's why I'm like so bouncing right now because I'm so like I'm just like so thinking about it. If the one of the monsters is like a ridiculously huge like hand looking monster, I will freak the fuck out. Like, that's not a gaming must. That's just an unfortunate aspect of life.
Yeah. Actually, what you just said just triggered into another one that I guarantee you every friggin' person on this planet does. So, movement when either doing racing or like fighting or shooting or whatever. Like no matter how many times we game, we're watching it with our eyes. But if you're driving, you're going around a corner and you're tilting your head like you're actually in a car. Like you're holding a controller. You're not even using a driving sim. You're not even using a wheel. You're not using anything realistic. You're holding a controller and you're like tilting your head around the corner and you're bobbing and you're weaving. And it's like
you just going back and forth. Like it's so funny. Like okay, you ever done like we're playing Wii bowling? And you go to bowl and you spin the ball, and so you're kind of leaning in that direction. You're like, hopefully, maybe I'll get there. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, and then it's
when you get that strike, you're just like fucking Sigma smile or whatever.
But then reality sinks in, and it's like you do realize you're watching a screen that doesn't move, but you've been moving like it was real. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. But no, like I think that's another funny one too. Like, you know, it's one of my because this has happened. I noticed this in Skyrim the first time I played it. When they tell you not to hit something because it's too powerful, you fucking hit it. You hit it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, logics when games warn players not to do something, the first thing the gamer decides to do is defy it. Just to see if what they're doing or saying is what they're really saying. And then the moment you see wasted across the screen, it's like,
you hear that,
it's real.
You're like, oh, did you die?
No, we didn't die. Yeah, erase. Yeah, no, we didn't die.
No, I didn't die. Gaming must. The first time you die from a boss, especially in a single player game, you'll always brush it off like, yeah, I just didn't know he was doing that. Oh, that's cool. The second time
you do that with a boss? I do that with own deaths.
Yeah, no, I like
every time you kill yourself, it's like, no,
the first time with the boss, like, no, I just wasn't expecting. Let's go less into like a gaming must and more of a pet peeve of mine, but it's when you fight a boss, you beat or you died on the first time, and then the second time you fight him, you do worse. That's not how that's supposed to go.
Actually, my gaming pet peeve with the gaming musts. So first the gaming must before the pet peeve would be to friggin' kill the boss as fast as possible. Like just run in there, don't care, no strategy, no nothing. So you're going in like a pure dumbass on a high, trying to kill them as fast as possible because you think they're gonna have like X amount of changes, like X amount of like different levels. Then when you're fighting said boss, it's like, okay, after you die, you pick up a rhythm. He swipes. All of a sudden, he backhands you, and you're like, that's change up, and the algorithm changes, and it's like, no, and you just get so enraged.
No,
you go in again like a dumbass on a high, forgetting everything. So basically, it goes into what you're saying.
No, you're really yeah, you're so right though, because it's like, but it's never your fault. Like it's your fault after I win.
Yeah.
Until that time.
Yeah, it's like
in a single player game, it's always until that time. It's not my fault.
No, and it's like 10 hours later in a game that's supposed to take you 2. Yeah. It was too easy. So what did you do for the other 8 hours?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You're just like, yeah, I'm just pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Doesn't want to pull up the scoreboard to show that you got over like 8 hours worth of deaths. So like you don't want to see
dude,
blood red.
like that, and that's the thing though too is like, yeah, I don't want to see blood red. You know, when I'm doing one of my gaming musts, like gaming must, oh, it was like a medieval. I learned it from like Skyrim. Skyrim. This is a Skyrim specific gaming must. I won't fast travel, but I'm gonna cheat the fuck out of going all the way up the wall and down the fucking mountains by just jumping. Like,
Yep.
like
Yep.
you glitz all the way up that mountain. You know what I mean? Like,
done it. I've done it. I've even went through the mountain. Yep. Everybody's must have. Like, how can you bypass a freaking mountain in Skyrim without having to jump up it? Even sliding down it, like anything to go fast enough without having to fast travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
No, absolutely.
A guilty must have in certain games would be like in Red Dead or something like that. When I like, you know, when you're sitting there as the cowboy and stuff like that. I love my cigars. If I come across a cigar, I'm like, I have to have a cigar. I have to look good. I have to dress like a pure cowboy, but I have to have my cigar. I will like, so somebody kills me while I'm having a cigar, I'll kill them right back. I don't care. I have to get my cigar. It's a guilty must have.
Nah,
play the poker games and just like, yeah, got to be a badass.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. Like, I will say one of my gaming musts, and this is whenever I play any type of character, male, female, they're always got to be the tallest. Because I ain't dealing with
people.
Huh?
What do you got against short people?
Because I'm not short, so not my problem. Like, like I just, they always have to be the tallest, man, woman, whatever. They're gonna be tallest dude, tallest woman, doesn't matter. They're gonna be tall.
When you come across a place that you have to crouch and stay, and it says you can't because you're too tall.
No, it doesn't. It lets me because that's how the video game works.
You squish yourself to the size of a dime.
Right, I just slither right through. Like, yeah. But no, like that's one of my gaming ones. And they always have to have like blue eyes. I always wanted blue eyes. I'm never gonna have blue eyes, so I was like, always want to have blue eyes.
I mean, if we want to get technical into the like deep character customizations, guilty pleasures. Yeah, no, blue eyes is good. I mean, you're not the only one on that one.
No,
there's something that there's something about like the blue eyes over like any other color.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me is like I just want blue eyes. You know, I mean,
I want some other stuff too, but
so yeah, I know you want to be a baller. You want to be a little bit taller. No, I think there's a lot of games, or a lot of games that have like for us as players who have gaming musts. I'm sure anybody who's watching this probably have had some gaming musts. If you have had gaming musts, like, let us know, because this is, yeah, it's always funny to me.
It is. It honestly is. And like we've even asked, like, what are some like funny guilty gaming pleasures, not guilty pleasures. We don't want no porn. We want some guilty gaming pleasures. And no cyberpunk porn.
Why did you go straight into porn and cyberpunk porn?
Because the whole guilty pleasures, because as soon as you say guilty pleasures, you know...
Are you lonely?
Yeah. I mean, in Cyberpunk, I run the night, hence why it's Night City.
Well, like, I mean, I'm just saying, you don't have to go straight into it.
I mean, I got Pan Am and Judy. Like, I got Pan Am and Judy, so you get to pick.
Yeah, no, never mind. Like, but the last thing, moving on.
But guilty must-haves. If you do have guilty must-haves, like gaming must-haves, I mean, not guilty must-haves, gaming must-haves.
Oh my god. if you do have any gaming must-haves, please let us know. It's always a fun time. But the last thing we want to talk about, because it is around this time of the good old, Christmas and all that, and the holiday seasons. Do you guys have a budget? Because I feel like how much do you spend for gaming? Because for me, I only look for deals. Most of my fun games I found, I only pay for like $1 something. I think the After Image was like $15. If you remember earlier this year, I played Bright Memory and Bright Memory Infinite, and I probably paid a grand total of $9 on both those games.
I mean, yeah, even though I said I wasn't gonna spend, I said this multiple times, I wasn't gonna get the new COD and everything. I had credit. I got it off credit, so I maybe spent $20 on it because I had $80, $70 in credit that I managed to pay off. But still, what is the gamer's ultimate budget? Christmas is around the corner. Not here, but here's the thing to go with the budget. Are you spending it on yourself or are you spending it on others? If you're going to spend it on yourself, what would be your guilty budget? What are you going to buy? How much would you spend on yourself?
Maybe $20 at the most. I really don't spend too much. I don't spend much on myself. But then when it comes to other people, I don't know, maybe 40. Maybe I'll just, I don't spend a whole lot when it comes to gaming, to be honest. Besides my most expensive things are literally the Game Passes and the PlayStation Plus stuff.
I mean, other than that, what about Baldur's Gate? Isn't that not going to be on your list?
That's an asking for Christmas kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for that one. But yeah, that's just an asking for Christmas kind of thing.
But yeah, I'm sad to say that if you would have put the chart up, if you put a chart $5, $25, $50, $100 plus, I would be in the $100 plus for budget wise. But that's not only on video games. That's not for myself. If it was for myself, I would go out there and I'd say maybe I would. If Diablo 4 was, let's say, around the corner, I really wanted Diablo 4, I would spend the money on Diablo 4 if I didn't have it. Baldur's Gate, I'm going to be picking it up. So, yeah, so they're right there. Would be close to $100.
Right.
But yeah, this time of the year, what is your gaming budget? Do you have a gaming budget?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, if you have a gaming budget, please let us know, along with the gaming musts and stuff, because that was actually a really interesting, fun topic to talk about.
And not only that, it's also fun too. The gaming musts are going back to that. It could be funny. It could be serious. It could be hey, you have OCD. Do you have to walk up to the door, knock on it 5 times, walk backwards before you know that the door is open, even though you think it's locked? And you screw yourself and you have to reload your save point.
All right.
It happens.
No, exactly. So, well, this was a really good one. I actually appreciate this one. I actually really had a lot of fun, especially with those gaming musts.
Gaming musts are always a thing. Every gamer is guilty of something. We even do it regardless of knowing or not. Gaming musts. Every time I get a new game, do the animals die? Do we die? Do we test out fall damage? Do we swim? Do we have feet? That's the biggest one right there. Do we have feet? Do we have a torso? You see it in the gaming customization. Here you are. You have a body. You have tattoos. You have everything. You look down and you're just limbless.
Oh, exactly. Alrighty, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoy. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. Be sure to catch my stuff over on TikTok and all the other social medias there. They'll all be down in the description. Scorpio, you're up on Twitch fairly regularly. So make sure to leave a follow for him as well.
And not only that, please, for the love of God, if anybody has maybe a title for this goddamn podcast, help us out.
Yeah, if you guys have a title, let us know. We're struggling on that still. So we're still
every time we come up with a podcast, we have great topics, we have great fun. but we have no clue what the hell to call ourselves.
Yeah, we really don't. So we'll figure it out unless you guys figure it out for us first. Alrighty, y'all. I hope you guys are all having a very fantastic night. We might be taking a quick break next week, and then we'll get on with the week after that. It'll be the week right before Christmas. So that would be,
that's definitely gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be definitely an interesting one too. So, well, with all that being said, as I always say, I'm Taylor from Afrofish OG, and I will catch you all in the next one.